check calling this like 100% of the time. I know that I don't win the low all the time, but I am going to win it a reasonable amount. Knocked another player out, down to 71. Or they took $71, so there's 7 people left. Everyone now guaranteed $86.60. Ace 3. I'm definitely raising that in position here. No question about that. Yeah, we're taking that down. We're going to take that down pre-flop a lot when we do that. That's one of the reasons that we do it at this stage. This is the sort of stage where you can try to steal blinds, and it's going to actually be effective at this stage of the tournament. Earlier on in limit tournaments, trying to steal blinds is just a fool's errand because you're going to get called way too much. Well, no, I shouldn't say you get called way too much because it's not way too much in a limit context. You think it's getting called way too much when you're thinking from a no limit context, but I think actually Jamie Staples said it perfect the other day when he was playing limit hold'em. He's like, don't fold. And try to get to the river and don't fold. That's basically what the rule of limit hold'em is. And I think that's pretty much the truth with limit games in a lot of cases. But as you get into the bigger stakes levels, I mean, obviously now we're in a situation where every hand is potentially deadly for people here. So people need to be careful. I think I'm going to get out of the way on this one. I don't think I really need to get involved. Nice to see us down to seven-handed now. I'm sitting third position, looks like. Oh yeah, Kev Buck's over here with 114 is. Up at the top, he's British. Well, I see Fenster is still in the tournament, so can't be that rigged. Can't be that rigged against him because I would have knocked him out by now if it was if Amaya was rigging it that much for me. So obviously I don't have a low. I'm really preferring to take this down. Take this down pre-flop. Although this is not a terrible flop actually for the hand I've got. There's going to be tens out there a fair bit of the time, I think. But I don't think there has to be a 10 out there, frankly. So some straight draws just came in, and I think that's why I'm betting there because, yeah. So she hit the straight. She hit what I was trying. It's pretty hard to wrap the hand that your opponent hit. So I mean, but that was why I was betting. I was actually wrapping her Jack Queen. Was what I was doing there. Didn't work, but you got to do those once in a while. To work. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you here, to work. Good to see everybody here. Nice to have some people watching and listening to what I'm doing. I think out of position, I'm just asking for a world of hurt if I get involved in this one. So I'm gonna fold that out and wait for a better spot. I'm pretty sure that I would twerk about as good as I do any other dance, and as Miss Gilly can attest, that's pretty badly in most cases. So I don't think anybody wants to see me twerk. Although if Twerk wants to twerk for us, he can certainly. I certainly can. Well, I'm definitely going to get my twerk on here on the poker table. Deuce three clearly is going to be a raise. It's obviously not the best flop for our hand. Not the worst flop for our hand either, obviously, but yeah, you absolutely do not want to see me twerk, guys. Trust me on this. Ace deuce, ace king. I think we're definitely getting involved with this, especially with Fenster throwing the last of his chips in. This could be a good chance to get him off the table. The Kev Bucks is going to do the same. It's probably going to be a check deal after the flop here. There's going to be a small side pot, actually a bigger side pot than I was thinking. Yeah, I'm, obviously pretty happy with the situation at this point. And I'm still, I'm losing the high most of the time here, but I'm nutted on lows, so I'm pretty happy to be putting as many chips into the pot as I can. Yeah, and that's the way. Oh, and we actually had to split part of that with Fenster, so he gets his chips back, or most of his chips back. That's unfortunate, but it's the way it's going to go. I'm twerking the poker tables. I should actually pop the snow cam on tonight. You're not going to be able to see very well because it's after dark, but let me go add a video capture device. Yeah, rainbow. I'm going to get rid of that. And yeah, that's the one we're going to grab. So yeah, we are in the middle of a bit of a, well, not a hugely epic snowstorm, but a moderately epic snowstorm here in southern Alberta. That is currently my parking lot outside my window. And there's about 6 inches of snow out there tonight. So it's a good night to be in playing. It's a good night to be in playing online poker. Yeah, I think I'm getting out of the way here. I think I'm definitely getting involved with this. Thank you for all the Twitter follows, folks. Getting a bunch of Twitter follows, I think, out of the deal today. Aces and threes over here for high. Obviously, our low is in pretty bad shape, but I still think putting money in the pot is what we need to do with two pair here. Um, I think obviously we lose to diamonds, but I do think we get called by um, other worse aces, and we might push out a weak low draw. So. The pair of sevens. Not really going to be a terribly strong hand in the high range. I suppose it's good to see a flop with it a lot of times. Um, this is one of those situations where I really would like everybody to fold pre-flop. Um, Getting the call from big blind isn't a terrible situation because the big blind's pretty much gonna got the odds to call with any hand. Um, I don't think there's any reason to think that he's on the ace of hearts, or Tanya's on the ace of hearts here. There's no low, obviously, so we don't have to worry about the strength of our low. The only thing we're really worried about here is a set of tens, set of threes, set of deuces, or queen 10. I mean, it's really all that we're losing to at this stage. Um, so I think that we're definitely putting money in the pot there, but that puts a second of six. Please, everybody, click the follow button if you're here and you haven't already followed me. I'd love to have you come back. We do this on a fairly regular basis. I'm going to be working to satellite into these dailies as often as I can, dailies and weeklies of the non-HoldEm tournaments. This is, of course, anything but HoldEm. Um, as I always say, I got nothing against HoldEm. I love HoldEm. I play tons of HoldEm. I'm playing a HoldEm off the stream right now. It's as a second table, as a matter of fact. I play probably most of the poker I play is No Limit HoldEm. So I love No Limit HoldEm. There's nothing wrong with it. But there's so many other people doing No Limit Hold'em streams out there that it's just a saturated market already. And there's so many good people doing stuff like that really I looked around and I said, well, it's going to be much easier to compete in by streaming mixed games because I'm competing with nobody because there's nobody else streaming mixed games. So here we are doing things like 08, and I'm going to stream Horse, and I'm going to stream Stud High Low, and Raz, and Badoogie, and all sorts of things like that, and we're going to have some fun with it. So yeah, I'm glad to have you here, and please click the follow button if you've just come by here. This is hopefully the first of many, many, many of these final tables on the daily and weekly uh, non-Hold'em tournaments this year. See, this is obviously something that in a Omaha high context you're really wanting to play, but in the high-low context with no low, you really are. I mean, you're probably going to want to see the flop in a lot of cases with these, and if it, just to see whether it comes up with no low possibility. But really, on a flop like this, I've given away half the hand already when I come into it in the first place. So, alrighty, so that's another person out. We are down to 5 left in this, meaning I could have played that for a raise. This is one that I'm interested in seeing what the flop is before I make too many commitments on it. Alrighty, so that was 106. We are now guaranteed 142 bucks now, folks. I'm pretty happy with that flop, actually, given my hand. I don't think there's much else we could ask for, frankly, other than maybe a slightly better low draw. But I think that putting money in the pot is still the thing that we have to do with this hand. Well, yeah, so now we definitely want to be putting money, want to have been putting money in the pot all the way along. It's kind of nice when you get there. You know, getting there obviously helps these situations work out better for you folks, but you don't always have to get there. I'm pretty sure I was ahead before that as well. I wasn't ahead for low, obviously, but I think that you know that's what he's swearing now because he's bricked his low, and he doesn't have a high that he can play. So he's cursing and swearing and going blah, 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 because he's throwing a bunch of money in the pot and he's got nothing to play with now. So happens to me all the time. So I know exactly what he's going through. Binkage, gotta love the hero calls on spots like that. Gotta love the binkage in a spot like that. Ace deuce, ace king. I'm not going to complain too much that the ace is not suited. 7-7-9 with clubs. Pretty happy with that situation. I think I'll let other people do the betting. Though in this case, I'm going to be calling pretty much everything. Though obviously my flush draw could be dead at this stage. Just, you know, somebody with a set of nines has got me dead. 9-7 has got me dead. 9-7 is not going to be in a high-low pot very often. Definitely set of nines is quite possible. Quad sevens is obviously a possibility, as we've seen earlier today with me. I'm still on the nut low, so I'm obviously not going anywhere. So our hands basically just turned into a big pile of steaming dog poo, pretty much. So I think we check folding on almost every case here. Yeah, I'm shocked, Tan, you called that river as well. Frankly, I can't. Yeah, that one just blew me away. I have no idea why she called that. Getting some awesome Twitter love or Twitch love or Twitter love. Thank you very much, everybody. Getting some wicked, wicked, wicked Twitch love. Oh, thank you guys for the retweets. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for all the love on Twitch and on Twitter. Appreciate it. Good to see everybody here. We're taking this sucker down, folks. I am going to take this sucker down. Hey, somehow I ended up in first place. That's fun. I like that. I always like folding my hand and then ending up in first place at the end of the hand. Now I'm obviously not in first place anymore, so that's, you know, a bad thing. But it's always nice, I find, in a situation where you can fold your hand and then end up in first place overall. It's pretty cool. Binky McBinkster. Yes, I am definitely Binky McBinkster tonight. Right, so my pair of kings is going to be good a fair bit of the time. I think that Tanya's going to be there on diamond draws a fair bit. I don't know that my pair of kings is good all that often anymore. When she checks to me, I think my pair of kings is good a lot, but I also don't think there's much value in a bet, and that's why. I'm going to get rid of this. Let Dub Fits take it. I think I'm definitely going to see what we get here. I'm pretty happy with that flop, I think. No reason I shouldn't be. Not thrilled with the turn, but going to keep putting money in. Obviously not thrilled. Wow. That's going to happen. This could go either way. I'm actually, I'm obviously not unhappy that I take it down without contest there pre-flop. But I'm not hugely unhappy when he calls me there either, actually. Just saw Gilly's twerk comment. Ace 4, I think I'm playing that one as a low draw as well. I think I'm happy with that low. I definitely am now, I think. Yeah, split pot. Pretty reasonable way for that to have ended. So I'm in third out of 5 now. As I said, everybody is now guaranteed $142.63. With the ace deuce and the suited king, I don't think I really have any choice about playing this hand. It's really whether I go insane. I really hate seeing that ace on the flop, but I'm happier to see that now, actually, because ace 4 is now the only hand that's beating me. Quartered me. That's cool. It's going to happen. It's another one of those hands where I'm not sure whether I should be calling or raising now that I'm out of position. I think I'm going to call, see the flop, and then make some decisions on what I'm playing. Pretty happy with where I am. Check calling is, I think, the way to go here. Because I don't think we have to be nearly as strong as we are on the low end at this stage. And most people that are playing hands that they want to consider nutty on the low are going to be playing on the ace. So, and that just actually, we just revered the low end, the sucker end of the straight. So I think I'm pretty happy to be putting money in this pot at this point now. That was a suck out, no question about that. Get there, binkage. Get there on the river. But I mean, I don't really think that there was, I don't really think that there's any reason for us not to be in that hand. Oh yeah, McKay, this is the final table. We're down to 5 left. We're guaranteed 146 bucks at this point. So I got a pair of 9s here, plus the nut flush draw. I think we're definitely. Good to have you hanging out, Edger. Totally good to have you hanging out. So our nut low has sadly been crippled at this point, but our flush draw did come in, so there is no lows, but there is somebody with a potential for a full house. Um, Obviously, full house is going to raise me here. I'm going to get called by all sorts of flushes, though, I think. Basically, any spade hand is going to call me there. Edger, we started with 83 people total today. Not thrilled, obviously, with that flop with a pair of queens. Clearly, nobody is playing like they've got a king, but I also think that at this point, checking down is the smart thing to do. Um, cool. Binkage! Down to 4. We're going to get rid of that one. Yep, yep, yep. Big hand. Alrighty, so down to 4. We're guaranteed 193 bucks now. Which I think, I have to go back and do my records, but I think that at $193.57, that would represent the largest tournament win of my online career, I believe. So I think we've hit the maximum at this stage. Ace deuce, 8-9, putting dub fits all in here for sure, I think. Aces and eights. I think checking down here to to have the most chance of getting rid of dub fits. But I mean, I'm definitely not going anywhere. I hate to see although I am still drawing, obviously, for the nut low. Um, no, I do have the nut low. Sorry, not drawing. Oh no, I'm not drawing for it. But wow, I totally misread that one. I think I'm giving Kev Buck some chips here, but yeah. Wow, pair of aces. That's not what I expected him to be on. So he was there on a full house. Aces full threes. Dub fits took down the low. Yeah, I think I'm certainly seeing value. I'm certainly seeing value in the non-hold'em games as well, both here and actually on full tilt as well. I'm definitely seeing value there. I don't know about the mini F tops level at full tilt, but definitely in the $1, $3, $5 levels, I'm seeing a lot of value in the studs and the stud high lows and the razzes and things like that over there, for sure. So Kev Buck's looking for a deal. I'm willing to talk deal. Um, I'm willing to talk deal. I just clicked the deal button, so I'm willing to talk deal. I got the nut low happening, so I think I'm betting here most of the time. Do I need to bet again at this stage? Probably not. I definitely need to call, though. Got the nut low for sure. Doesn't look like Tanya's paying attention to chat or wants to talk deal. I don't know, but relatively happy with the king there. Three-handed, the low hands are going to be a lot weaker and quite possibly non-existent. We certainly don't have to have a low hand to be playing uh, at this stage anymore. We've obviously wanted to in the past, but now we certainly don't have to anymore. So threes and twos has capped our pair of eights, but I'm not too worried about that. I still think I've got the best high most of the time. 6, 7, 8, 9. I think this is obviously not the best lows in the world, but we're at a stage where that's the reason, obviously, that I have to play that hand, right? I mean, I think I'm playing the nuts. Well, I'm not playing the nuts anymore. Obviously, a 9 Jack would be the nuts now, but um, I think I'm playing the nut high for sure. Getting out of the way with that one, I think. Three-handed, I know I want to play most pots. Well, I still plan to win it all, Hammer. I'm willing to talk deal, but I actually don't think that I'm willing to take a raw ICM split at this point. I think I'd actually want a little bit more, and they probably wouldn't give it to me, so I don't think a deal would happen, actually. So I I'm not sure with Kevbucks. I'm feeling pretty confident in my ability against Tanya, so I definitely think I've got the edge there, and would definitely want something off of her um, in the deal. I think sort of Kevbucks and I are probably even Steven, but you think ICM would be good at this point? Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose it probably would be good. And obviously for my bankroll level and what I've done before, like I said, this is pretty clearly, I think, if not the biggest tournament win of my online, it's certainly one of the biggest, second or third. And if I go much higher in here, it's going to be top. Yeah, so that's given us the straight, but there's obviously could be clubs out there. Happy to split that one. Yeah, Tanya seems a little stunted, not paying attention at all to uh, our deal talk. Probably should have played that one actually. I think folding that was a mistake now that I look back at it. Definitely folding this one in a three-handed context is a mistake. I'm still pretty confident with my pair of kings, and I'm definitely confident with my clubs now. Yeah, that's kind of a good point. It's kind of a good point there, Hammer. Tens and threes. Not the best low draw in the world, but a low draw. I think pair queens, three deuce with diamonds. I'm definitely getting involved there. Ace deuce 3-4. Gotta love the flop. I don't love that quite so much. I think I still have to bet though. I guess I like that more than I thought I did. Alrighty, so it's three-handed here on anything but hold'em. Deuce 5-3-9. I think I got to play that one as well. The deuce 5-3 is just way too strong on a low. So we're like wrapped like crazy here. So I think again we got to keep putting money in the pot. Do I want to keep raising at this stage? I mean, I don't really actually have a hand at this point, so I think just calling here is where to go. The pairing the 10, not the greatest thing for us. But I think with all of my straight possibilities, I still have to be involved in there. And of course, we brick everything out, so that was a bluff. Gets insta raised. I'm pretty sure that means he's got a 10. But you know, I suppose that fold could have been. You know, he could have been doing that with nothing. It seems unlikely. Oh, there's tons of it. Yeah, that's true. There's tons of variance in short-handed poker. There's no question about that. So yeah, I guess you're right. Probably ICM would be great. Yeah, we're up to 285 now. 285.27. I'm positive that 285 is my biggest score online ever. There's no question that I've had anything bigger than that. I'm positive. Sweet. So we're free rolling at this point. I guess. I mean, I've actually been free rolling since I got in the money because I got here on a ticket. So I was free rolling right from the start. So pretty happy with that situation. I'm happy enough with that flop to be check calling. Obviously not thrilled with the low hands developing out, but and that ace is not the greatest thing in the world. Oh, I hate this because he's gonna have an ace here all the time, and that just kills my 10. I hate that. Have to raise to the 3-4 there, obviously for value, and I mean Kev has been super aggressive, playing every single hand for raises. So I really don't think that. Yeah, and I think that you know he's going to be getting away from Hammer pretty well. Yeah, yeah. This is limit, Edger. This is limit. This is the last. I'm pretty sure this is the last daily of the day. This is the last daily of the day. It's fixed limit, Omaha high low. So I just hit 8s and 4s there. Still got the queens if queen happens to come up. But 8s and 4s is going to be good here a lot, I think, for high. I think 8s and 4s is still good here a fair bit. Do I need to value bet? Yeah, I think I probably do need to value bet, frankly. I think I got to see a flop with this. What do we get? Deuce 3-4. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm staying involved. No worries. No worries, Edge. No worries, Edger. Again, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to stay involved most of the time, I think. Huh. Okay. I'll let her take that one. This is definitely a raise for value. The deuce 5 on the low end, the king jack on the high. I'm pretty happy with both of those. Especially happy with the set of deuces now. I'm not really necessarily putting one a 7 for any particular reason, or spades for that matter. I suppose he could be on spades, but I don't really see why he has to be on one of those. Yeah, that's what he has to be like a lot. Hit 2 pair. Well, I hit 3 pair actually, but only 2 of them. I can only count 2 of them. I'm probably not going to be. I'm never going to be good for low here. I don't think, but good for high a fair bit. Horse players are going to be pretty darn good for the most part. That's interesting information, Steve-O. Thank you for that. But horse players are going to be pretty good, I think, at 08. So, yeah, that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Definitely check calling here. Kings and tens versus his ace jack if he has it, or 9 jack, which I don't see. Yeah, there we go. Definitely playing this one. The ace 6 is good enough to go, and obviously the pair of aces as well. The threes are annoying, although I can't really read anything off Kev Bucks because he's playing every hand, seems like. So then again, it must seem like I'm playing every hand as well. So I mean, and in three-handed poker, that's the way it's going to go. The ace deuce 3 is a lovely, lovely, lovely low when you can get in there, because even when the deuce comes, you still actually got the nuts. Obviously, don't have any nut hand yet, and I bricked out on the low. Seeing the way Kev Bucks has played previous hands, he could easily be doing this on a busted low with no high. More likely, though, he's hit something like a pair of 9s or a pair of 4s, so I think we're getting out of there. I mean, all we had was a pair of deuces, so I don't think we can compete for high very, very often. That's a rather fortuitous card for us. We'll take that whole pot. Seven, eight, nine, 10. So we got we got wraps and straight draws out the wazoo happening. That is not one of our straight draws, but I think we're still check calling. think Kev Bucks is a little tilty. Kev Bucks has gone a little tilty. I think I'm going to fold this hand. Been playing a ton of hands. Thank you, Hammer. Thank you, Hammer. That puts me in first now. Certainly planning to take this one down. Oh, this is the sort of hand that high-low players wake up in the middle of the night and have to towel themselves off after dreams about. So we're definitely putting in a raise on that. There's no reason why we're going to stop putting money in the pot. No reason at all to stop putting money in the pot. Obviously not the friendliest of rivers for us. Is the reason for us to keep putting money in the pot. We might fold out some hands that we would otherwise beat on showdown, but I don't think it's going to happen that often. And I'm pretty happy for him to be in that, or for her to be in that pot with me in that situation. That was just horrible. Unless I'm missing something on that hand that was just awful. So I'm pretty happy to see what she was calling me down with there. Nut low, nut spades. Pretty happy with this, obviously. Nut spades. I'm going to let this one go. I don't need to call every one of his raises. He's got the wrap and two pair. We didn't hit the diamonds, but there's no reason he had to either. I think I'm betting my jacks for value here. I was definitely going to be involved with that hand no matter what. I think I need to get away from this one on the river. Yeah, Kev Bucks is having some issues with his stuff for sure. Three-handed seems to be going pretty well for me so far. Grazing on the button is going to be something to do most button hands. Again, three-handed. That's pretty typical strategy no matter what you're playing, I think. I definitely want to see this one through. I'm very happy with that flop. As a matter of fact, that's the best flop that I could hope for. Definitely playing that ace-ace as well. There's no low, but again, at this stage of the tournament, having a low is pretty much a luxury at this stage. So Kev Bucks definitely seems to be tilting to me. I don't think I can fold to. I don't think I can fold to Kev Bucks. We've just flopped the straight and got the flush draw. So I mean, we flopped the Broadway. We didn't get a low. Hopefully he didn't either. Good. Pair of kings. Obviously, don't. I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah, Tanya's calling everything. Actually, it seems like. Definitely not going anywhere with my kings. Now I might go somewhere with my kings. I don't know. I think I probably need to be calling Kev Bucks' rage bets. Although the fact that Tanya's in here, I think at this point I can probably get out of the way. I don't have a low. I suppose she could be betting on just a low at this stage. But I think the odds of my kings being good are pretty low, pretty slim there. I was Kev Bucks. I can't believe Kev Bucks didn't call that. I certainly wouldn't have folded if I assumed that Kev Bucks was done and all in there. Huh. Yeah, sure. Alrighty, so Kev Bucks grabs the flush there. Alrighty, we're on break. I am going to go off and do my custodial duties. I'll be back. Alrighty, we are back from our break. Streaming has been super easy, actually, Edge. I use Open Broadcast Software as the software base that I use. And that's really all. You need to have a relatively powerful computer, but if you've got 8 gig of RAM and, a decent solid state drive, well, you don't even need to have a solid state drive, but a decent computer, which you probably have if you're, an online grinder. You're going to be able to stream, and that's really all you need. That and a Twitch account. It took me literally from the time I got the idea until the time that I was live with my first stream was 30 minutes, and I swear to God. So it's super easy to do. Now, I guess I am a bit of a tech guy because that's what I do for a living. But even that, it's I don't really think that it's something that you really need to. I think it'd be pretty easy for you to get yourself going, and I think there'd be interest. I think there'd be interest in it. A lot of people doing it these days now. I found it through Jamie Staples, obviously. Um, wow, that's just brutal. That's just brutal for Kev Bucks. I can't believe that he just sucked out on that one. Oh well, that's cool. We're there. They just folded to us with their ace. That's brutal as well. But hey, what can you do? I'm gonna get out of the way on this one. I mean, I'm in the small blind. I don't need to play. This is definitely one that we want to get involved with. We'd get involved with this whether it was nine-handed or three-handed, but definitely three-handed. We're in like Flynn with that one. Got straight draws galore on this board. The diamonds are obviously not friendly, but Tanya didn't have any diamonds anyway, so. Again, Kev Bucks is definitely tilting on us, so we're playing for heaps. Wow. Wow. That's brutal. That is just brutal. It was just brutal. Definitely getting involved with this one. Of course, they fooled to us. Definitely get involved in this one. Oh, wow. Kev Bucks folded one of our raises. My God. What's the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Happy with the pair of nines. Not going to have a low. Not so happy with the pair of nines anymore, but I'm probably going with it at this point. Nines and deuces. Putting them in for a stack. And we're heads up. Alrighty, so guaranteed 376.96, 560.40 up top. GG to Kev Bucks. Definitely plan to take this one down. Definitely check calling here. Didn't really want to get raised off the pot. I think my king is going to take half the pot a reasonable amount of the time. Yeah, not this time though. Yeah, OBS is great, and it's boss. Yeah, actually, yeah, Staples great. I've been watching him for the past little while, and he's just amazing with how he can go for like 8 hours every single day. She definitely does not need to be as strong as she's been portraying herself as over the past little while. So we just hit nines and sevens there. There's no low draw. So I'm pretty happy with, oh, queens and nines. Yeah, brutal, but it's going to happen. It's sad that she folds to our ace raise, but I'm definitely going to get involved with this ace queen, ace three as well. Liking the two pair, aces and tens. Obviously losing to a four now, but I'm still pretty happy with aces and tens. Playing that for a raise. Obviously got clubs. If they've got clubs, we're just paying her off. Taking both ends of that pot. We're definitely getting involved in this. Hit a set. Pretty sure my set of jacks is good. I see no reason why Tanya has to have clubs there. And I was trying to bet her off of a bad low draw there. Thank you, Edge. Thank you, everybody. We are going to do our best to go, go, go. I have to keep the pressure on largely here. But I think I can fold when I get insta-raised like that. It doesn't necessarily mean anything at this stage. Could easily be um, well, I don't want to say that I've got it. Binkage, and we have taken down the first daily that actually I shouldn't say that. It's not the first. It's the first daily I played on stream. It's the second daily that I played. Some nice bankage on that one, I think. a nice addition to the bankroll, $560.40. Definitely made the day worthwhile, I think. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. It was a blast. Um, it was great. I mean, I won the ticket at 5:20 or so. Got insta-regged in the tournament, and here we are 4 hours later with $560 uh, in our bankroll. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Obviously, we're gonna be doing some more of these as the stream goes on. I'm not sure that this is quite a big enough win for me to start buying into these directly yet. It's only 20 buy-ins at the $27 level, so I think I still have to be playing the satellites to get into these. But I definitely am happy with the addition. I'm gonna do up some graphs and spreadsheets for the stream, and we're gonna track how the stream does this year in broadcast events. So thank you for joining me on episode 2 of season 2 here on Anything But Hold'em. Nice to have some bankage, take down a big tournament. It's $27 tournament we took down for $560.40. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. That's me here on Anything But Hold'em with Lyle Bateman. I am out. Peace.